Hi everyone, congratulations on finishing week 1, and now we are going to start on week 2. Just a quick summary of week 1. You all did a great job with your intro videos. It was nice getting to hear a little bit about you. We have a very unique class in terms of our talents, which is incredible, and I can't wait to learn more about all of you. But what I found similar was the reason that most of us are taking this class, which is to fill the GE requirement, but also to build our communication skills. And I was really happy to hear that because that leads really nicely into week 2 worth of work. So this week we have a couple things that we're going to be doing. The main 2 chapters we're going to be covering is verbal and nonverbal communication. So you're going to take a quiz on chapter 4, which will be due on Monday. Very similar to the previous quizzes you've taken. If you have issues with those or problems, please reach out. But I think that those are moving pretty smoothly and the scores look good. So it makes me feel like you know the material. The next thing you're going to do on Monday is you're going to read the Tannen article, and it talks about verbal communication and argumentative language. You've been assigned a specific section of the article for you to summarize, so make sure you find your name. If you don't see your name, obviously reach out to me, and then you're going to summarize that area that I've assigned to each student, and there's all kinds of different assignments. So take a look at that before you read the article so that you know what areas to focus on. From there, what we're going to do is we're going to move into skill building and looking at our own language. And so the first assignment I have you doing is an assignment related to is language racist and is language sexist. And it goes with this verbal component of communication. The goal of this assignment is not to promote controversy. It is not to divide or create division in people. The idea of this assignment is to get us to look at language that we might hear or use potentially in our everyday conversations, or that we see on TV, or when we look at social media. And I want us to look at, what does that say? Like, how does that impact people when we hear it? And then from there, do we use these words? And do we need to change what we're saying and sentences we're using so that it's more inclusive, or so that it is actually what we mean for it to say? So I want you to take a look at that and just know that the assignment is not meant to cause any problems or conflict for people. It's just a way for us to kind of start thinking about our own communication styles. The second assignment related to your own communication style is an assignment related to I versus you language. The idea of this assignment is for you to look at how we say things, and sometimes when we start a sentence with like you, it's very blamey and the person can get very defensive. So instead, it's more powerful to start with I, because that I lets us own the feeling, and then we get the power to say however we feel. So starting with I versus you, and I have you do an activity and assignment related to that. So take a look at those 2 related to verbal communication, and I just wanted you to know what the goals were and what my intention was behind those assignments, and then of course reach out if you see problems or are confused by them. Halfway through the week, you'll pivot, you'll move to nonverbal communication, and you'll take a quiz related to that so that I know that you looked through the whole chapter. You're then going to do an assignment related to your own nonverbal skills. You're going to let us know if you think you can do it. You're going to say simple 5 words. You're going to say, I liked your party last night, I think is at the end, but I liked your party. And you're going to portray some type of feeling related to how you really felt about that party. And the only way you're allowed to do that is through nonverbal signaling or messaging, or the way that you say words. So we're going to see how good we are at nonverbals. And if a lot of students guess wrong, because I have you then guess on what other people were trying to do, you'll know that you need to work on your nonverbal skills because it's portraying something that you don't mean for it to. Or if everyone guesses it right, you might be like, great, I'm really good at nonverbal communication. So take a look at that assignment, and then that will be due later in the week. And then the last thing you have due that week is to post a video or a commercial or a movie clip that shows some type of nonverbal communication that you're going to learn about within the chapter. I have a couple examples in the module. Make sure not to repeat my examples because you won't get credit if it's the same thing I've already published for you. So come up with your own examples, do that, and then again we'll guess and we'll see if we can figure out what those nonverbals were portraying and how it maybe changed the movie scene or the TV clip or the commercial that you're showing. So that's a quick overview of what's due this week. We're going to talk about verbal communication, and we're going to talk about nonverbal communication. And there's a lot of skill building in this one. There's a lot of things where I ask you to push yourself and challenge yourself to think about the way that you're communicating with other people. And I'm hoping that that makes all of our skills better. So if you have questions or concerns, please reach out to me. And if not, just keep plugging away, doing what you're doing. And then next week will be around our midterm week, because that's week 3. So we'll be about the halfway point next week, and I'll make sure to get you all that material that you need. Otherwise, keep going with what you're doing, keep building your skills, and remember that everything should build on each other. So what we're learning this week in communication and our own skills, I hope that you apply them to week 3. So there's an example around, hey guys, and I hope that that then changes in week 3, week 4, week 5, and we'll see that progression as we move through class. All right, with that said, hope that you're well and enjoying the nice weather outside, and I will talk to you whenever you get a chance.